to present our 4 7th grade students from Owensboro Middle School North that have qualified for recognition of the Duke University Talent Identification Program. And this is a testimony to the work that not only the students provide and the staff provide, but the support that they're receiving from the parents. And so we're really very honored to have 4 students that qualified for this recognition. Adrian Askins. Adrian Askin, I think he's with one of our other groups as well. Multi-talented.
There you go, Adrian. Congratulations.
Madeline Cook. Victoria Gerard. And Madison Martin.
Good afternoon. Right and standing behind me, we have some very impressive students. These students right here were chosen to be part of the Kentucky Governor Scholar Program. There were approximately 2,000 applications at the state level for this program. As usual, the selection process is very competitive, so it's quite an honor to be selected. These students will participate in the program on college campuses this summer. We had 10 apply. 7 of them were accepted into the 2017 Governor Scholar Program for the Owensboro Independent District. They are Hannah Devine, Jacqueline Gesser, Jacob Ladd, Blakely McAllister, Kennedy McCollum, Hillary Payne, and Hannah Wilson. Brianna Somerville, and Joseph Gatton.
Hi, I'm Tom Stites, Coordinator of Fine Arts here for Owensboro Public Schools, and I'm getting a chance to recognize our newest members of the Governor's School for the Arts. We have 2 Owensboro High School juniors who have been chosen to participate in the Governor's School for the Arts program this summer. Kennedy McCullum is in the area of vocal music, and Austin Adams is in the area of music theater. 2 Owensboro High School juniors were also chosen as alternates to participate in the Governor's School for the Arts program. Corinne Byrne in the area of creative writing, and Autumn Stoley in the area of vocal music. This is a free residential summer program for sophomores and juniors who are talented in creative writing, dance, drama, architecture, instrumental music, musical theater, news media, visual art, and vocal music. Okay, so we're very proud of these 3. They've done extremely well, and we're waiting to hear about I think we have about 1 more week to hear about the rest.
Recipients and the principal from each of the schools that will be saying something, or the designee from each school, Ms. Stanley. Just find a place. We'll make it work. And Ms. Faber, you're up first if you want to recognize, and I'll be find a place here.
Well, I'm going to ask our volunteer to come join me, Miss Carla Collins. If you've been around a while, you'll know she was here about 2 years ago, because she truly is a dear friend to Hager Preschool and the Volunteer of the Year, year after year. Carla is in our building every day. She is a grandmother and brings her grandchildren. One has moved on to Faust now, but Caleb is still with us. And she helps every classroom teacher, whoever needs anything done, most gracious and most willing to do. Not only does she do that, she buys Christmas gifts by the trash bag barrel full for children throughout the year to save till Christmas time comes. She does, unfortunately, all of that for staff as well. She treats our staff for lunch many times throughout the year and is so gracious. So I thought it would only be appropriate that I ask a few staff members this afternoon what they would say about Miss Carla. So one said, she always puts others in front of herself. She is the most caring and selfless person I've ever known. Another lady said, she is amazing. She has prepared gifts for every child that will graduate from Hager Preschool in May all by herself. We love Miss Carla, one said. Another one said, she volunteers in every classroom, not just the classroom where her grandchild attends. She is just like family at Hager Preschool. And the last comment was, she's the best grandma a school staff could ever have. So I think that's the best compliment you could give.
Do one at the end.
At the end. All right, next up is from Cravens, and I think Ms. Stanley is here to present that for Cravens.
My principal is home ill today, so I'm a school counselor at Cravens. Our volunteer situation is a little different. We have a bunch of volunteers, but they all are kind of together, and that is our Old National Bank partnership. Miss Sarah O'Brien is my liaison though, and we email a lot and we talk on the phone, and she does an awesome, I've got to be honest, when we had the partnership at the beginning, you know how partnerships go with big companies sometimes, you're like, oh, this will fizzle out. Well, we're in our second year of the partnership with Old National Bank. They not only come and read to our children and read with them, but they have donated books, they've donated a little library that also is outside of our school that children can come any time of the day or night, weekend, and get a book and trade a book. And she's constantly calling me saying, when's your book fair? Can we buy some books for you? And they just do a great job showing up. I mean, I don't have to remind them, and that is huge. Showing up is huge. And I really, really appreciate everything you all do. And I look forward to continuing it.
Oh, and
you all very
you'll
much.
see me tomorrow at Book Fair. So.
Awesome.
We'll be there tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, next up is Estes. Ms. Flagg is here.
I'm excited to introduce to you our Volunteer of the Year. Her name is Regina Christensen. Regina has been with us for quite a while. We've had both of her children go through Estes, and she is truly just like family. She is there pretty much every day. As a matter of fact, a lot of our kids thought she worked at Estes because she was always there, and they know she's a person they can trust and they can talk to. As a matter of fact, because she was there so much and she realized that we had a shortage of substitutes, she got her substitute certification, so she also serves as a substitute teacher, substitute instructional assistant. She is just there for us for whatever it is we need. We know that we can always count on her, and she will always follow through and help out the kids. So I want to take this time to say thank you, Regina, for everything you do. We all love you, the kids love you, and she's been with us a long time, and this is her last year with us, and that makes us all very, very sad because she has contributed so much. So thank you.
I'm not going anywhere.
Next up is Faust, and I think Jean Mosley is here with some of her team.
Yes, at Faust, we got a Carson Reading Room earlier this school year, and what that is it was a grant for a dedicated space for just a comfortable, inviting reading space for students to do relaxed recreational reading. And we've tried to use that room to make a great space for volunteers to come and enjoy spending time with our students and kind of get some of that lap time reading. So we've been very successful in that, have several volunteers that join us every week. And then one really stands out for us, and that is Miss Dottie Sinclair, and she's our volunteer of the year. She's one of our reading room volunteers. And I'm going to let Ashley Hurley speak a little bit about her because she serves her students.
She does.
She has been so wonderful to our kids. At first, it started out with just 1 or 2 or 3 kids, but then everyone wanted to start going with Miss Dottie every Wednesday. And I just want to say thank you for investing your time with our students. And they have made growth on their sight words and even went up on their reading levels. So her time in there is truly appreciated. She comes every week, and they just look forward to seeing her and spending time with you. So thank you for coming.
So Newton Parish, and I think Mr. Bratcher is here to present Newton Parish.
All right. You think you get rid of people, you keep coming back. This is Mark Gorwin, referred to as Mr. Mark by many of our kids. He is a former parent of many moons ago. I was a teacher there when he was a parent there, and so he came back through JAs, and so he worked with 13 classrooms this year, and I just wrote down some things that some teachers and students said about this experience. He gave real experiences to the students. Students looked forward to his lesson because he was nurturing and friendly. His lessons were engaging and had real life connections. He made sure each student was involved in each activity and discussion. He's very generous with his time and talents. He's helped even with science lessons. He stayed after and helped a teacher with science lessons one day. This is the big one though. Brought donuts in for the students. So if you ever want to be a volunteer, bring in donuts. With the students that went along with the lesson. And for the teachers, he brought in some Starbucks coffee on his last day. And if they don't like Starbucks, he even brought in a vanilla milkshake for one. So he's just a great example of a community member giving back to the community and giving back to the children. So thank you, Mark, for all that.
And Ms. Johnson is here to present Sutton.
The students and staff at Sutton would like to introduce our Volunteer of the Year, Ms. Lois Thompson. Ms. Lois Thompson has been working with our second grade students throughout the whole year, and she helps them with science, informational reading, and all kinds of other things that need help in the classroom. And Lois, we just want to say thank you so much. And the one thing that I would like to thank you for is your unconditional love, your hugs, and your smiles. You just know that fills the bucket of many of our kids. So thank you so much.
Owensboro Middle School South, Mr. Tynes.
I haven't had the opportunity to do this principal thing as long as some people, like Mr. Bratcher, that are up there. But I can tell you in 2 years I've learned to really appreciate an easy decision that you get to make, and this was probably the easiest decision I've made all year. Our volunteer this year is Miss Kelly Glenn. She is fantastic. She's there every day. I've had a teacher ask me if we hired someone to work in the copy room, and I've had to explain that was not the case. She's just here every day because it's what she loves to do. If Miss Barr is doing something for FRC, she's there. If something's going on in one of the classrooms that she can help with, she's there. And it's just incredible the amount of time that she's put in, and we are so appreciative of her efforts at an age where sometimes parents don't come into the school quite as much, that she's still there with us every day. And she's awesome, and she does so much for our staff and for our kids, and we just want to say thank you. So.
And Owensboro Middle School North, Ms. Sherry Smith.
I was really honored to be able to present Joyce Miller. She epitomizes all that is good with volunteerism. She is a selfless giver. She shares her talents and her time with the students at Owensboro Middle School. More specifically, she teaches them sewing, which is not just a practicality, but for some of our students it is, but also a way for them to express themselves artistically. And so she's just wonderful. She's there every other day, working with them after school. Last week, we had Mother-Daughter Gala. She was there volunteering to help set up and to help serve the students. A couple of weeks ago at the Fine Arts Festival, I went to the behind the scenes. She was there working with the students, making sure that they were ready to go out on stage. Every time you turn around, she's there. And that's the best of volunteerism. So I'd like to thank Ms. Miller for all of the students at Owensboro Middle School North. She's always there.
And last, and certainly not least, is Mr. DeLacy at the high school.
Yeah, I won't go to the mic because our volunteer is volunteering somewhere else. Ms. Char Rhodes is our volunteer of the year. She has children at Sutton Elementary School, and I know she volunteers there. She has a student at Owensboro North, and she volunteers there, and she volunteers today at Owensboro High School. Now she's volunteering for another event right now. We're getting ready for prom, so PSTO, and then after prom, and she works countless hours throughout our community, so we're very blessed to have someone like Char Rhodes to represent us at Owensboro High School of a great parent volunteer. We have many of them, and it's hard to recognize one, but we're very thankful for Char.
Hello everybody, how you doing? Can everybody hear me? Good. This is your 2017 Indoor State Championship girls team. I really don't need the mic, so. The girls track team has been very successful. We've won 14 consecutive city-county meets. We've won, since I've been coaching, we won 5 out of 6 regional championships, and we placed in state every year. No one ever hears about them, but they work really hard, and they represent your school system extremely well. I put them through some workouts that would hurt horses, and they just crawl through it and come back. The best thing I ever saw was this week when I saw them holding up their trophy and having a great time, enjoying their win. And that they put in a lot of work, and I'm blessed because there is not another group of girls I would ever want to coach. These are my favorites. So please give them a round of applause. Yeah, you highlight the names. Okay. Brianna Alderton. Elea Badger. Megan Cannon. Brianna Greer. Are y'all standing? Yeah. Naomi Keeley. Nevaeh Moore. Linda Morton. All right. Miranda Russell. Isabel Sosa. Malia Taylor. Julia Tuck. Victoria Whitlock. Decoria Winstead.
All right, this is the Owensboro Middle School academic team. They have worked very hard for the last, some of them have been at this since they were in the 5th grade and now getting ready to go to the high school, and have had unprecedented success in our program. We're very proud of them. They were our the 3rd region champions for the 3rd year in a row, winning in pretty decisive manner. Our quick recall team is one of the major events for Governor's Cup. Was pretty dominant in this half of the state, made it to the Sweet 16 at the state finals, and ran into a roadblock on the way, but they were really, really good, very, very dominant team. On an individual competition, we had several individuals place in the top 10 at the state finals. In language arts, we had Lucy Raines, placed 5th in the state in the language arts test, and she couldn't be here today, but Marie Tapp placed 8th in the state in language arts. And then on the arts and humanities test, Kyle Reese placed 3rd in the state on the arts and humanities test. So all of those individual points of the quick recall team and the individual testers added up to the highest ranking that the middle school's ever had at the state competition. We finished 10th place in the modern, and this is the highest we've ever been in the modern scoring that Governor's Cup's done. So for about the past 15 years, that's the highest they've ever been. So 10th in the state. We're very proud of this team and look forward to their continued success at the high school and then again at the middle school next year. Yeah. Congratulations, guys. Adrian Askin, John Brown, David Christensen, Lyle Jones, Dylan Mather, Lucy Raines, and Kyle Reese.
So we also compete in another academic team competition called the Math Counts competition, and we can compete a team of 4 students, and then I can compete 6 individuals as well. And this year, the team of 4 consisted of Adrian, David, Dylan, and Lucy, and they placed first at chapter, and then they placed 6th place in the state, which is our 2nd year doing 6th place in the state. So I was very proud of their accomplishments. And individually, Adrian placed 9th in the state and Dylan placed 7th in the state. The top 4 get to move on to the national competition. So we slightly missed that. However, both of these boys are 7th graders. So they have already set their sights next year on going to nationals, and it's very much within their reach. They only missed it by a few points. And then Avery had to qualify as an individual, and so she had a little bit harder work. She didn't get the team effort. So, and she at chapter had said, I want to do everything I can to place at chapter. So we worked really, really hard, and then still think she was pretty surprised, but she was very excited, and then she moved on and advanced to the state competition as well. So very proud of all of them, and like I said, 2 of them hopefully will be back in it next year. So.